welcome back to the channel. I wanted to take a minute and thank everybody for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. We're actually closing in on 1,100 right now, but I've been able to get into the partnership program, and it's been a big goal of mine since I started taking the channel a little bit more seriously, and I'm really happy to be there. I'm going to give you guys some great content this season, and I wanted to start off by showing you guys how I rig a Longline for diver decoys. If you guys didn't see the video of these black ducks that I bed lined, check that out in whichever side this is. I got the decoys out and I ordered 150 foot of rig 'em right mainline, and that's what I use for all of my diver long lines. The difference with this line compared to my other lines is that I'm going to be using the whole 150 foot, where generally I use half of it and then I put weights with line on them. So I use 75 foot for 12 decoys, and then I attach my lines to the end of that with the weights on those. And so that gives me an extra 20-ish foot depending on where I'm going to be hunting. And so I'm going to show you guys how I do that and lay it out on the driveway, and then I'm going to set it up so that I can put sash weights on there. I have a bunch of sash weights that I want to be able to use. For this one, it'll have 2 sash weights, 1 on each end. This will be a longer line to kind of extend out on like the end of the spread, so kind of give some more body to the spread. But let's get into it. If you guys missed the video of these decoys, I'll link that. And these are all black ducks. The heads, some of them have like a mallard head. One of them's painted all black. These are essentially just gunning decoys, but I bed lined them so that they would be a little bit sturdier, and it was a lot quicker to do it that way. All of these have tangle-free diver drops on them. So they've got this big clasp at the end, a little clip, goes right onto the line, and then there's a clip that goes on the keel. I think these are 36-inch drops, so those will be perfect for what we're using them for. And then this is the rig 'em right line that I use, 1/4 inch mainline rope, 150 foot spool. So I got this on Amazon. It was like 25 bucks. And I've really enjoyed this line. It's really easy to rig up in these slotted bags. It moves a lot easier and bends and gets in there a lot better than like the Decoy long lines. And it's held up great. I've had this on lines for 6 or 7 years now. It's been really nice. I wasn't really anticipating on it being that long, but so for now I'm going to put 12 decoys on it. I might end up putting another 6 or maybe a dozen on there, but that'll have to be a main line that I unclip and then put the decoys in the bags, because I like to keep them on in dozen slotted bags. So if I do any more than 12, you know, I could either do it 2 separate lines and then have them clip in the middle with weights on either side, or something. But for now, I'm just going to rig up 12 on here, and then I'm going to put the weight loops on it, not the weights yet, but yeah, this is going to be pretty long. Now I realize why I did 75 foot to begin with, but it could work out really well on the water too, having this big essentially backstop that we can play with the wind. So I'm going to get these on there and get them spaced out. So I'm going to put you guys back on the tripod and you can see like how I'm working on the spacing for it. Alright, so I got a 35 foot tape. I'm going to measure out 25 foot for my anchor line, and then from there I'm going to start spacing out the decoys. Alright, so spacing them out about 4 steps, that gave me just about 25 foot at the end there, just eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but 25 foot around here will give us probably the best anchor length to be able to keep these lines tight. We're normally hunting in about 10 to 12 foot of water, so it gives us, you know, 2.5 times slope, but they look pretty spaced out. I mean, it's down there, so that's gonna be a big line. But what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put a loop at this end and a loop at that end so that I can clip long lines on there. And you guys have seen from other videos that I do these clips on the sash weights, and these ones only have about a foot of line on them, so it should work out pretty nicely. So that's the loop. Alright, so I went through and clipped all of them on as well. As you can see, they're pretty spaced out, about 3 or 4 steps. And then I made the loop down there. So what we're going to do now is walk this whole line with the bag and start threading it in there. If you guys have seen my other videos, you know that I like to thread the main line in as opposed to putting it on out in the boat. And so when you're doing this, you kind of do it once on land, and then if you do it right in the boat, then all you have to do is pull it out of the water and thread it in instead of doing it on land like this. But if they get tangled or something, then you'll have to do this, and really this has only been 10 minutes so far, so it's not that difficult. So there you have it. That took me 20 minutes maybe from the time that I got the decoys out and the line. There's no cutting or burning of the line, so it makes it a little quicker if you're using the entire spool. As I said, these are gonna have 20, 25-ish foot anchor line, and you know, even for shore hunting, it should work out pretty nicely. It just gives me a longer line. My other ones are 75 foot. Theoretically, these will be about 110 to 100, and that'll just stick out a little bit more and give the spread a little more body. So I'll show you guys what they look like in the bag. I just strung it through. You guys, if you've seen other videos, you know how I do it, but I'll show you guys real quick. Alright, so starting down here, the first part of the line is either on either side, whichever side you pick up, and it just strings through slot to slot, does a U right here, and comes back. So this line, being as pliable as it is, makes it really easy to stuff it under the decoys. And then as you're pulling out decoys, the drop pulls out the line with it, and it makes it pretty smooth. This is a mid-sized goose bag for these foamers because they're a lot bigger than my other divers that are in there. And so they do slide in and out pretty easily. The bag stands up nice. So this is going to be a good setup. I'm pretty excited for these. These are the ones that I bed lined, and they're holding up really nice. I mean, I don't know if there was paint on them previously that's like stopping the bed liner from eating the foam, but there's no issues with any of them. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed that video. I've done some of these diver setup videos in the past. If you want to see the newest one that I've done, check it up here in the corner. Like I said, I really appreciate all your guys' support, and hopefully everybody sticks around for the waterfowl content that we've got coming this season. I have quite a few cool videos planned, assuming everything works out with the birds. But we're going to be doing a lot of layout hunting this season, a lot of shore hunting, and just trying out some new spots, getting in the kayak, and I got the mud boat sitting back here too, so we'll be getting on some pretty cool river hunts. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps these videos get out to more people. Subscribe if you aren't already. Check out season 2 of the Too Many Hobbies podcast, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.